Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your girl, AWTM, and we are here for season 7, episode 18 of Sistas. Now, this is the early thoughts and predictions, so I'm going to throw out some theories and my thoughts on what might happen on this episode. This episode will air tonight on BET and be available on demand tomorrow. So the episode is entitled Where Do Broken Hearts Go? If you don't know, I got a cousin that loves to sing, but she can't really sing. But this song by Whitney Houston, it was our jam. We are really music people, so we gonna see what's gonna happen. I don't know, I might let her do something. So I got a surprise for y'all after this. But let's get into it. The episode description reads, Gary forces Andy's hand and she makes a heartbreaking decision. Karen finds solace with Danny and with Zach. Danny attempts to defend her behavior around Tony's kids. Sabrina meets someone new who is interested in her personal life. So it seems like this episode is going to be pretty good. I'm going to throw out some theories, what I think may happen or what I think should happen on this episode. And we're just going to get into some things. But first, my cousin, the one who thinks she can sing but really can't sing, she just begged me to pay homage to Whitney, because this was our jam back in the day. So I'm going to go ahead and let her do that. If you don't want to hear that part, just skip past it. But I just, I want to make her feel good. So I guess I'll be right back. Just a warning, don't sit too close to your speaker. If you got in your headphones, you might want to turn them down a little bit. But here we go. Where do broken hearts go? Can they find their way home? Back to the open arms of a love that's waiting there. And if somebody... Thank you, cousin. Ooh, Chile. Okay, back to early thoughts and predictions. So if you don't know, on the last episode, Gary popped up on Andy in the parking garage and he gave her an ultimatum. He says either marry him or he will make Jordan pay the price. He might even get him unalive. So Andy is very upset. He kind of grabbed her. He was being very aggressive. He presented a ring. So now she has a decision to make. Does she marry Scary Gary? Or does she stay with Jordan and they both suffer the consequences of that action? So she goes upstairs and it looks like she's telling Fatima what happens. I love Fatima. She's a real ride or die. She probably was on some stuff like, let's go get him, or I have somebody mess him up, because Gary is really out of control. So she's talking to Fatima, and I hope that Andy talks to Jordan about this and she doesn't just go with her first mind and just marry him because she's so scared and upset of what he might do to Jordan. Now, they did tell each other they loved each other on the last episode, so we'll see what happens there. Now, from the episode's description, it does look like that Karen is going to be making her peace with Zach. We know Zach kind of put out a peace offering to Karen. On the last episode, he went to the salon and told her that he wanted her and Fatima to kind of get along because him and Aaron are getting along. So she's kind of making peace with him. Now, I don't know so much about Fatima. I don't know if they're going to be able to work that out to where they can have a cordial friendship or just cordial co-parenting relationship, because Zach is the father of one of those twins. I'm glad she's kind of making up with Danny. To me, Danny kind of did do some shady stuff. I'm not going to lie, by telling her business and she didn't want it told, but she told it to one of the sisters. So it wasn't really that bad. So I hope they do kind of reconcile their friendship, and I hope that she's able to get along with Zach and Fatima just for the sake of those children. Speaking of Danny, now Tony's ex-wife Tiffany, it looks like she's in Danny's apartment, and it looks like she does have in her hand one of Danny's vape pens. Now she's confronting her, saying that she found this vape pen in Tony's daughter's book bag. Now Danny looks shocked, and she's probably upset because Danny has tried to be a good person because she really loves or likes Tony, and she wants to be a good role model for his kids, but Danny doesn't have any kids and she lived a certain way before Tony. So it's going to take some time for her to adjust her lifestyle to be a good role model for those kids. But she really loves Tony, so I think she's going to try to do it, and she has been trying to do it, but there are going to be some errors along the way. Now, I don't put it past Tiffany because we know that she wants Tony back from the last episode. She came up with a suggestion that they all watch movies in bed, cuddle together with the kids in between them. The bed part was like totally inappropriate, and Tony didn't fall for it, but we know that she kind of wants Tony back. She was wiping his pants off very close to his private, so we know what her aim is. So I don't know if she could have found this somewhere at the home and just put it in the book bag or said it was in the book bag, or did this really happen? Another thing is we have not seen Tony's home. Like, Danny is at her home all the time when they see each other. He comes over her house, he spends the night, but we have not seen Tony's home. So is Tony staying with his mother and the kids and the baby mama, or does Tony have his own home and is the baby mama actually staying there and not with the mother? So we'll see about that. It just seems a little bit shady to me, and I know Tiffany's going to cause some problems for Danny and Tony because she really wants him back, so she's going to try to keep up as much drama as possible. And Danny probably feels very bad because something did happen before with the handcuff thing and his daughter taking that. And she probably feels like this is something else that he's going to be upset with me for. And she probably kind of feels helpless and hopeless in the situation, but we'll see how that plays out. Now, at the bank, Sabrina and Maurice spot a fine gentleman that comes in to do some kind of business. They're scoping him out and they're looking at him. He does look like he's kind of handsome. They only show the back of him. I wonder if this is going to be a new character on the show, because we know that Rich kind of got the boot last week because he doesn't want kids, and Sabrina really wants kids, so much so that she is going through the fertility process and also freezing her eggs. So somebody that's not on the same page as you and they don't want the same things, why would you continue a relationship with them knowing that at some point it's going to have to end? So maybe this is Sabrina's new love interest, and if he wants kids, that's all the better. Rich will be completely out the picture. Now, in the trailer, they show a clip of Pam being in the law office. There's Hayden there, there's Miss Marie, and there's Andy. And it looks like Pam is kind of fanning out over Miss Marie. We know Miss Marie is a business mogul and she has millions. So Pam is kind of gushing over her because Pam wants to be the same way. She started her hairline and she just wants to be a boss. Now, on the last episode, Trey was in her business a little bit too much for me. It seems like Trey may have some ulterior motives, but we'll see how that plays out. We know Karen did catch him kissing and hugging up on another woman. So I wonder, is that going to come out in this episode as well, where she tells Pam and shows her the picture proof? But Pam could definitely be in the law office because she said she did have a lawyer. She was getting her LLC and getting her business together, and that's why she's there. Hayden and Andy kind of are cringing because she's so fanned out over Miss Marie, but it does look like Miss Marie is eating it up. So let me know in the comments what you think about this upcoming episode. What choice do you think Andy will make about the Gary situation? And do you think she will tell Jordan? You know, what's going on with the new guy at the bank? Is this going to become Sabrina's new love interest? We know she made some bad choices in Men Before. Hopefully this is the right choice for her. And also, what's going to happen between Karen, Zach, and Fatima? I know she's making amends with Danny and Zach, but will she make amends with Fatima? Also, what do you think Pam is going to do when she finds out that information from Karen about Trey? Will she trust that information, or will she think Karen is just telling her this because she's jealous? Because we do know Trey kind of went after Karen first, big pregnant belly and all. So Trey may be an opportunist. So go ahead and put your theories, your thoughts, your predictions down in the comments. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and follow. This has been AWTM, and I will see you guys next time.